EA released a very long pitch note with all the important changes for FC25. Some of them will have a massive impact on us, the game, and the market. I'll save you time and just talk about the big changes and how they will impact us. Well, EA already messed up. I made an entire part about the web app gonna be one day shorter than it usually is and what impact that's gonna have, and apparently it was a typo of EA. On the website it was showing that it would be on Thursday, but in the end today they randomly changed it that it's still gonna be on Wednesday. So nothing is gonna change. We get it on the day that we always get it, and yeah, there is not really an impact. Thanks for wasting my time, EA. But the biggest changes will be in the game modes and the rewards that you're getting from them. FUT Champs used to be 40 games in a weekend, then went back down to 30, went back to 20. That's what we're used to now. But next year, it's gonna be 15 games only. Every win will give you just 1 point, which means if you lose, you don't get any points, so losing is useless. And if you want to get rank 1, you have to win all 15 games. But look at the rewards we're getting from rank 1. It's absolutely insane. It really looks like good players are gonna get rewarded big time. And since you don't get points for losing, we won't see people leaving at 0-0 anymore. We don't see people giving free wins anymore. We actually gotta play our 15 games. These new better rewards, in my opinion, will divide the mid-tier players to the top-tier players in terms of value, because getting these rewards will make you go very quickly to those top-tier players, and therefore those players are gonna rise in price a lot. But since the rewards are so much better, they also made it more difficult to actually get into champs. Where playoffs were usually 10 games and you needed to win 4, now you only have 5 games to play and you need to win 3 of them. But EA knows that there's not much room for errors, so instead of having 8 tries every season to play your playoffs, this time you have 18 tries a season. And besides that, getting enough qualification points is also going to be harder for lower divisions, so it's really gonna be hard in playoffs, in champs. The skill level is way higher. This also means that being in a higher rival division is also going to be more beneficial, and not only because you get more qualification points, but they also changed rivals. Rather than 3 or 7 wins a week, now it has been changed to 7 or 15 wins a week. The point system did change though, so now if you draw, you actually get a point for it, and if you win, you get 3 points. You need to get a total of 15 or 45 points to get your rewards. Yes, we have to play a lot more games, but the rewards seem to be worth it. EA also decided to reduce the amount of games of squad battles from 32 to 14. That's a big change, and for the people who love squad battles, it's maybe a little bit sad, but in general, I think it's a very good change. 32 games was a lot, especially for people who want to grind online as well. But now with only 14 games, it could actually maybe trigger you to maybe play those 14 games and try to get a high rank. And then we also have friendlies. Of course, there are no amount of games there, but it used to be very sweaty because it was linked to your rival division. But that's gone now. Now it's just like with champs, based on your form. If you lose a lot of games, you play easier opponents. Do you win a lot of games, the opponents get harder. So that's again a reason why you can now grind rivals and go to the highest division possible, because it doesn't impact friendlies anymore. You can just grind that whenever you need to. There was already a lot of information about evolutions, but let me quickly tell you what they said about it, because it will also impact trading and prices of players. Rather than having a max requirement of like 80 pace to put a player into an evolution and giving him like a plus 10 pace, this year, for example, you can have an evolution where you get plus 10 pace till a maximum of 90. So if you put a player in of 85 pace, that's fine, but then it only gets plus 5 pace instead of the plus 10 that is in that evolution. That way, almost every player can fit in a certain evolution if it's the right position or any other requirements, but it won't be really affecting the individual stats of the player. This way, there might be some players that don't go up as much as they would be last year, because there are way more options to put into that evolution. A new feature on cards is the average selling price. That way you can roughly see the price that a player sells for. So if you don't have any idea what the price is, you can kind of see it and make sure you don't sell too low or sell too high. Just be aware that this doesn't update every second, most likely. So you still want to check the prices yourself before you list or buy a card. But it does give a good opportunity for us as a trader. If you want to make some profit and you know roughly the price of a player over the past days or the past hours, and the average selling price out of nowhere is a little bit lower, people are lazy and they're gonna sell it for that price. That gives you the opportunity to snipe and make yourself some profit. There are also a few rumors that have been going around which I don't think are true. One of those things is that people say we get welcome backpacks, but they usually show this picture with that text. At the pitch notes at the web app, they do say that we're gonna get a little something extra, but we don't know what it is. It could be packs, but it's not certain. The second rumor that's going around is that there is a new matchmaking system where you need to finish the entire game before you can go lower in your matchmaking and find easier opponents. And it has been mentioned by EA in the pitch notes, but that's under the section of friendlies. So the way I read it, it's only gonna be in friendlies where you need to finish the entire game to go lower in your matchmaking if you lose the game. But I guess we gotta wait and see what's gonna happen, if EA is gonna say more about it or not. There are quite a few other things that EA have mentioned in the pitch notes that are pretty cool, but they don't impact the game or us as much as the ones that I mentioned. The algorithm chose a video for you to watch next, which is now on the screen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.